Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. We're doing live Q&A today for EDD. I'm not an EDD representative. It's likely you know that by now, but I'm still going to keep telling you that. We are going to start right at the 4 o'clock timestamp. I'm going to bang my cup first. All right, who we got? We got Scotty Crook. Hi, Ginny. Do you believe that payments will be stuck on pending this Sunday due to the holiday on Monday? So there was a delay, and some are still stuck in pending because the pending has been an ongoing issue for many different reasons. But people did notice a longer delay than normal this Sunday in most cases from moving from pending to paid. Now, the issue with this Sunday and the holiday coming Monday is that Monday is a bank holiday. So even though it might say paid, meaning that EDD processed the payment, on their end and approved it, because they do mark that as paid sometimes on Sundays. The bank, on Bank of America's end, they most likely will not push it through to your account and post there until afterwards, because they will be closed on Monday for the holiday. So yes, expected delay in your payments from your certifications from this Sunday, because Monday will be a bank holiday. Michael, hey there, Ginny and Kat. I had so much trouble on Sunday certifying, and I even attempted to call in, and that was giving me issues. After well over an hour, I was finally able to get it on your phone. So most people had issues on Sunday. For one reason or another, the EDD website was down, as it usually is on Sundays. It's been particularly bad the last several months. And then this last Sunday, it was extra bad. So most people experienced the website going down. I posted a video update on it, and then like 30 minutes after, it seemed to be fixed. That had nothing to do with my video, but it was published at an unfortunate time, because then it seemed unhelpful. So the things that help with the website, refreshing over and over again, can only help so much. If you're able to log in, then click through to the mobile app, and you can usually access the mobile app on a desktop as well, because the mobile app version of the site seems to be less fritzy. So if you are able to log in, do that. If you are able to wait and certify on Monday, there's a lot less traffic, and usually the issues are fixed by then, but I know that many of you need payments right away. Okay, let's see. Linda at 4 o'clock. Claims that are longer than 1 year ago go through a quarterly check. So even if we are getting paid now on our 29-week extension, we will all be put on pending by July. Is that something to worry about? So what people are reporting is that some individuals are stuck in pending. If your claim week ending 4/10 and onward is stuck in pending, it's most likely due, and it can be due to other reasons, but the majority of people are reporting that it's due to going through a quarterly review. The EDD doesn't state anything about a quarterly review anywhere, and they don't contact you about it. You have to call in, and then they're able to fix it and clear it over the phone. Now, when people call in and this was their problem, they're told that it's going to be stuck again in July, because that's the start of another new quarter. So this does not seem to be the case for all claims, because I do have several subscribers who have reported to me that they are over a year, my husband included, they're over a year in their claim length, and they didn't get stuck in a quarterly review. So once again, it's inconsistent. But if you were stuck claim week ending 4/10 and you had to call in and it was a quarterly review, expect to be stuck again in July, unfortunately. And that, can you guys even hear me? Let me make sure I don't even have problems. Okay, I'm good. All right. So with that being said, you guys, that was one of the questions that I've been trying to get the EDD to answer me about, is the quarterly review problem. It's not told to anyone anywhere. They're not doing anything automated with it, and people have to call in and fix it. Frustrating. All right, scrolling down. Rasar says, at 4 o'clock, what happens to claims that have been pending for too long, beyond a couple of months? Do they never get paid and thrown into not paid eventually? It depends on the reason why. The pending is a huge problem. I have a video that goes through all the different reasons that we know of at this point in time. in a very boring, confusing way with a flowchart. And that video is on my channel homepage. Kat can also link it in the chat box if she's able to link the most recent pending video. That video goes through lots of different reasons. Now, some of them might go to not paid or disqualified, but the problem that I'm hearing this week is that as people are getting their phone interviews completed, and I know many of you are still waiting, but as people are getting their phone interviews, they're told that all is good, to expect payment in 10 days, and then they're seeing those pending payments move to disqualified or not paid. I can't tell you why that's happening, and it's unfortunately going to most likely require another call into customer service. Now, if you are pending, there's a variety of different reasons that will be fixed and that will move from pending to paid. So not all are going to move to disqualified, and hopefully they don't. If you're stuck in pending and you filed your claim, and it's been 12 months since the start of your claim and your UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, you're pending because your claim has expired and you need to file a new claim. Now, if you file a new claim and you're awarded a new claim, then those pending on your old claim are not going to move to paid automatically. You have to ask customer service to migrate them over or request the change through Ask EDD. If your old claim was extended, then they will in most cases move from pending to paid because their certifications on your old claim awaiting for that approval to extend the old claim. There are a variety of other reasons, so it really depends on exactly what your reason is, but watch that video. It most likely will be helpful. All right. Let's see, I did that one. Let me just fix this. Scrolling down. All right, Nicola, at 4 o'clock. You're helping someone else. Refresh. Yep. All right, we already did that one, and you were helping someone else, and we talked about that topic. Okay, Albina, at 4 o'clock. I've been pending for 7 weeks. Due to your videos, I realized I need to reapply. They paid me 1 week from the time I reapplied. So do I just lose those 7 weeks that were pending? So what I just covered kind of covers that. So you filed a new claim, you were awarded a new claim, it sounds like, and those old certifications were certified on an expired claim. So those aren't going to automatically move over to your new claim, unfortunately. In order to get them migrated over, you're going to have to either call customer service or you can try going to Ask EDD. .edd.ca.gov. And so go to Ask EDD and you can try to backdate your new claim to include those pending certifications. I'm not 100% that that's going to do it automatically for you, but it is worth trying. All right, scrolling down. All right, Robert at 4:02. Let's see. First ID, then review for 33 days. Now too many people in same house getting unemployment. What's next? Pending since December. I'm really sorry to hear that. So it sounds like they're doing additional fraud checks on you, and you're probably stuck in that third-party review with Thomson Reuters, and they're taking a long time because you have too many people. Next, I'd recommend that you contact your assembly member, and Kat can drop the link in the chat box right now for you on how to locate and contact your assembly member. They've been extremely helpful. They're going to ask you to complete a form or submit some of your personal information, and then they're going to contact the EDD on your behalf. And while they can't fix everything, they've been extremely helpful in acting as a go-between between the claimants and the EDD. So that would be my next step for you. All right. Tatiana, EDD reps are horribly unprofessional. I think they really get a kick out of purposely hanging up on us. So the hangups are a really big problem. They've gotten worse over time. It used to be infrequent, and it used to be something that was terrible that happened only once in a while. And now it's happening to you guys almost with every phone call that I'm hearing that you guys are waiting on hold, that you have to try multiple times because it gets disconnected. Now, I'm not certain if that is the representative's fault or if it is a problem with how they're patching you through and their extremely outdated technology. They also, it's a problem. If you are someone that decides to use Claimer, that's one thing that I like about that service, where if you are paying for it, it's essentially an insurance policy against getting hung up on. If you get hung up on, yes, you have to hold again, but it will keep going I'm redialing for you and sending you hold lines until you actually connect and get help. All right, I am at 4:03. Whoa, hold on, I'll get both of you. I saw Stephanie, I'll get you next. It just flashed. Ginny says, I agree, my friend got hung up on. Yeah, it's unfortunate. All right, Stephanie, at 4:03, benefit year ended, reapplied, award approved, changes made to account, pending weeks paid, and now a button that says reopen claim. Why? There hasn't been a lapse in certification weeks. Okay, so the reopen claim button is a problem. It is a glitch in most cases, as long as you've been certifying regularly. The reopen claim button only needs to be clicked if you didn't certify for a period of 30 days or longer. The EDD states you have to reopen your claim if you didn't certify for 30 days. But many people see this button pop up and then they aren't able to certify. Now, if you click it, most likely what will happen is that you will have a lapse for about 2 weeks where you can't certify while it's undergoing the process of trying to reopen your claim. What's better to do, and I know this is not fun, but is to call into customer service and tell them, because then they can remove it over the phone and then you'll be able to certify. You can send an Ask EDD message or a UI Online message also, just to cover your bases. But the easiest way to be able to certify is going to be to call in, unfortunately. All right, Kristen at 4:03. Hi, my 12 months were up and I reapplied and got a letter saying notice of eligibility, but my balance is going to run out. Okay, so if you, let's see, you reapplied, notice of eligibility, and your balance is going to run out. So once you hit 0, well, you reapplied, so you're either awarded or denied a new claim. If you're awarded a new claim, then it's going to take about a week after you receive the award letter for it to populate in UI Online. Then you will see the new claim balance. So you got to allow about a week for it to show in UI Online. If you were not awarded a new claim, then you will wait about another week, and then you'll receive a letter that is extending your old claim. And then about a week from that, you'll see your balance change, and then you'll be able to certify. Now, if you had a remaining balance on that old claim, and that old claim is the one that's being extended, you're going to have to get it all the way down to 0 before the next phase of the extension kicks in. So there are 3 phases in PEUC. You have to get them each down all the way to 0, and then they're going to send you a letter of award about a week later, and then the next week you'll be able to certify. Okay. Water. Refresh over here. Okay, guys, as a reminder, I do have to skip around in the chat because I get so many messages. I can't answer them all, but you can re-ask your question every 15 minutes if I don't get to you, because I try to get as many as I can. All right, Phyllis at 4:05. Will I receive back pay from the date I reapplied? So you should, but if it doesn't for any reason, then you're going to go to askedd.edd.ca.gov and you can submit the request for backdating there. So if it doesn't reflect the right date, try to do it there first, and then if that doesn't work, then you can call into customer service. All right, let's see, 4:05 p.m. I've been pending for 8 weeks. I'm on tier 2 and have a balance of $10,000. Last payment was $410. Okay, so if you're pending for 8 weeks, claim week ending 410 is stuck in pending. It's most likely a new quarter review. That, among other pending reasons, you have to call into customer service. Now, if you have an expired claim, which I'm not sure if you do or not based on this information, if you're UI, PUC, or Fed Ed, look at your claim start date, count 12 months after that. If you're beyond that first year of having a claim, then you're pending because you're certifying on an expired claim and you need to file a new claim. So that will be what you do. If that's not the case and you're within your benefit year, then you unfortunately need to call into customer service. Calling in is hard, I know. I have call tips in this video description. You can try a phone trick. You can try using Claimer. You can try contacting your assembly member. You can also try the video that I posted yesterday, which is 25 different phone numbers to get a hold of the EDD. Not all of them are going to apply to your claim, but I just compiled a massive list of them, all of the branch offices that I could find within a few hours of researching. I compiled them together. So you can also try those numbers to try to get through. All right. Mike D at 406, is it better to file your claim online or over the phone when it's been 1 year? It depends. So if you file online, you are going to anticipate that you must redo your ID verification and go through that entire process. And then you're going to be waiting for up to 3 weeks for them to approve or deny your claim. Now, if you call into customer service, the benefit of doing that would be if you didn't work at all in the last 18 months and you know that you will qualify to have an extension placed on your old claim because you won't qualify for a new one, some of the representatives will bypass the need to file a new application, collect the information they need from you over the phone, and then put in to have your old claim extended. So essentially you get to skip that whole application waiting process, but not every representative will do that for you. And sometimes you get a not very helpful rep who won't help with that process. So I decide for you what's best. Do you want to spend time calling in because you know you didn't work and you're okay taking the risk that you might get a bad rep that won't help you with that? Or do you want to file online? It's up to you. All right. 406, Gator Anthony says, I applied at 327 on 327 PUC 2 days before my year-end date, got awarded a new claim, then stuck in pending. Got a notice to reapply again on 5/4, applied again, awarded PUA, still in pending. Okay, so if you have a brand new claim awarded to you, which it sounds like you did, no, the Beyonce fan turned on again. I hate it. I'm sorry. Get ready for the wind. If you have a brand new claim, then you are going to certify, and those certifications are going to be stuck in pending for the first up to 3 weeks. During a new claim, for that first up to 3 weeks, your claim is sent out to a third-party service for additional fraud review. So if it's been beyond 3 weeks, which I don't think it has for you, then call into customer service. But otherwise, you're waiting for them to finish that additional review for fraud. Let's see. Scrolling down. Virgil at 406. What happens if you're on both SSDI and SSI? Will you still get the Golden State stimulus? I can't tell you 100%, but I do believe from the bill text that I've read on if you're collecting it through SSI, it's called the Golden State Grant. There's 2 different parts to that bill text. So Golden State Grant is automatically triggered by receiving CalWORKs, SSI, and SSP. I do believe that you will receive it based on receiving SSI. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything over here. All right. Susan Long at 406. What a nightmare. I don't have an online version. I'm couch surfing at my daughter's house. Really hurting my bills. All I want to, yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Contact 211. If you call 211 on your phone, you look it up, etc., then you will be able to locate essential services in your area to hopefully help you in other ways. Okay, Tony at 407. It's been a month without an extension. Of course, hard to get a hold of EDD. Said it's approved. Do you just hold on? I'm really sorry to hear that. So if you were awarded an extension, did you receive the actual award letter that said the dollar amount, or did you just receive an email saying that you may be eligible? Because that's not an award letter. If you've reached 0 and you're within your benefit year, so go to UI Online, look at your claim start date, count out 12 months after that start date. If you're within those 12 months, a year has not passed, then call in to customer service and keep calling until you get through, because they need to award you that extension. And most likely you need to call in to get it. Now, if you are outside of that year, you're not receiving the extension because your claim is expired and you need to file a new claim. If you can't get through to customer service, contact your assembly member or see my other how to call tips in the video description. All right, you guys, let's see. George Geo, more on the 10,200 stimulus. What exactly do you want to know? There's a lot to go over, so I can't really go over it all right now. Let me know your question down below, and I'll look for it. $10,200 in general is to be tax-free on your federal income taxes for tax year 2020 from your unemployment benefits, as long as your AGI is below $150,000. So if you collected unemployment taxes, if you collected unemployment payments, then the first $10,200 of those is to be untaxed on the federal level. Now, if you have a specific question about it, you got to let me know down below. This fan is driving me crazy. Let's see. Scrolling down. As a reminder, I can't get all the questions, so I do have to skip around. And you can re-ask your question if I didn't get to yours. Okay, Amber, at 4:18. I've been pending since March. Needed to verify my address. Already submitted the documents. How long does it take? Okay, so if you've been pending since March, I'm sorry. So address verification is a problem because they have you submit documents, UI online, or mail them in, and it takes them forever to process them. Unfortunately, there's not a set time frame of exactly how long it's going to take. So because you've been pending that long and you've already submitted your documentation, contact your assembly member. Kat can drop the link in the chat box. Again, contact them. Don't wait to do that. They've been very, very helpful in getting people moving with the EDD problem. So I would get in contact with them right away. Okay, Joy Cruz at 4:22. Thank you for your donation, Joy. Let's see. A regular UI ran out and has a negative $1,500 balance. Got a letter. If I qualify for extension, it'll be automatically filed. How long is the time frame to get extended? A negative balance can either be a computational error that fixes itself, or it can mean that you have been overpaid. So if it doesn't fix itself within a few days, call into customer service because a negative balance is a red flag, unfortunately. Now, if you received a letter saying that you may qualify for an extension, but it's not an award letter is what it sounds like. Now, if you reach a $0 balance within about 1 week, you should receive an award letter for an extension. And then a week later, you should be able to certify. However, if you have a negative balance and you owe them overpayments, then you will not be able to collect unemployment. So unfortunately, you're going to have to call into customer service to help. Mickey, Mickey, you're here every week. And every week you give me a very thoughtful donation. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. All right, scrolling down. Jeremy, why? I don't know what your question means, Jeremy. Why don't the serve uniform, do L the same thing? Jeremy, I don't know what you're asking, Jeremy. You gotta try to type a little more clearly down below and we'll try again. All right, let's see. I want to see if, did we have, no, I got that one. All right, thanks for waiting, you guys. All right, let's see. We got 4:18 p.m. Claim year ran out. Opened a new claim. Rep pushed through 5 back weeks, but the 6 weeks stuck in disqualified. Okay, your year ran out. You had a new claim, and they fixed those 5 weeks, and then the 6 week is stuck in disqualified. You can either submit a request through Ask EDD to see if they can backdate that claim to include that week, or submit a message in UI Online, which probably won't get a response for several weeks and may not help you. Or if it were me, I would call into customer service. And I know it's hard. I'm sorry. Okay. Ghostwriter says, hey, help. Ghostwriter, I don't see your question. I do not see it. I'm scrolling up and down. Don't see it there. I'm sorry, my friend. Ask it again down below. All right. Positive vibes only, 420. I've been pending for almost 2 months now. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Watch my pending video. Go to my channel homepage, scroll down, and it's in the important videos this month tab. Watch that video. It walks you through a flow chart of why you might be pending, and it will help you figure it out. If your claim has expired in your UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed at 12 months after your claim start date, you had to file a new claim. If that's the reason why, then you will be pending until you do that and go through the process. If that's not the reason why, then most cases are going to require you to call into customer service and get through in order to fix the pending to paid. I have a variety of tips on how to call in the video description, including a phone trick, which works about half the time with repeated dialing and trying over and over again. You can use Claimer, which is a service that will send you a hold line if that's a fit for you. You can contact your assembly member, or you can try the video that I posted yesterday that has 25 different phone numbers for branch offices, etc., to try to get a hold of the EDD. All right. We got 4:20 p.m. Hi, Ginny. I called the EDD yesterday, 8 a.m. I had 4 weeks pending. The rep said it was on quarterly review hold. She transferred me to a tier 2 specialist. He removed the hold and got my weeks paid. Oh, you were paid. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm sure it was a very long, irritating process on the phone. I'm really glad you got paid. Okay. Scrolling down, I'm at 4:20. Oscar says, I have been stuck. Oops. Oscar says, I have been stuck on pending since 2021, 8 weeks pending in total. Sorry to hear that. Watch my pending video. Kat, can you link it? Pull it from my channel homepage. Watch my pending video. It'll walk you through the major reasons why people are pending right now. Most cases, you're going to have to call into customer service to get pushed from pending to paid. But you can also contact your assembly member, and they have been really great at working as a liaison between the claimants and EDD. Many of my subscribers this week are telling me that their assembly members have gotten them paid and gotten them out of pending by contacting the EDD on their behalf. So if you guys are frustrated because you can't get through, the assembly members have really stepped up in most cases. Not all of them are the same, but in most cases, they have really stepped up with trying to help you guys and advocate for you guys. And that's one of my next thing is I'm going to try to get some assembly members to Zoom with me and hopefully share some of their internal documents with me, which they probably won't. But I'm going to ask and bug them anyway. So that's what I do. TWK Gaming, I just became pending. I was able to certify on Sunday. And prior to that week, I got paid. Okay, so Sunday, a lot of people are reporting that their Sunday certifications are stuck in pending, like a higher volume than normal. Normally there's a lot of pending, but specifically this last Sunday, many of you are still stuck in pending. Now today is Wednesday. It's been longer than 2 business days. So over 2 business days stuck in pending, as long as your claim has not expired, which means that if your UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed and you reached the end of 12 months worth of benefits from your start date, as long as you're not on an expired claim, then call into customer service. And I know it's hard to do that. If you're outside of your benefit year, then you do have to file a new claim. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I got that one. Okay, good. When is my fan going to turn off? It's driving me crazy. All right. Got that one. Raymond at 4:21. My last payment is coming up. My claim says I'm on an extension. I did file for a new claim in March when my original claim ended. When will I get the new one after this one is done? Okay, so your last payment's coming up. You filed a new claim already, and you're reaching, I think what you mean is you're reaching a $0 balance. So you're going to reach 0 all the way down, get your last payment, even if it's a partial payment, and then you are going to wait about a week, and then the EDD will send you a new award letter awarding you the next phase of the extension. About a week after you receive that letter, then you will be able to certify with a balance. Now, if you're waiting longer than 2 weeks for that award letter to come, then at that point in time, call into EDD. They have not been as on top of rolling them out automatically as they should be. It should be automatically awarded to you. But if you're waiting longer than 2 weeks, then call in. All right. Ayana at 421. Hi, Ginny. I have to file a new claim, but temporarily moved from California to Pennsylvania. I've been here since I got my license, but have not been employed. The new claim asks for California license. What should I do? So you have a new Pennsylvania license. Okay, did your California license expire, or are you holding the California license still? You can't use an expired document, but you can use, if your California license hasn't expired, then you can still use that. You can also use a passport if you have a passport. But you should be able to use whatever legal document. So this is something that was in the news, that someone was denied because this exact situation. So whatever you have, if California is still active and it's not expired, use that one. But if you have to use your Pennsylvania address, you might get rejected, and then you might have to appeal and go through the appeals process. So just be prepared for that. And if you are rejected due to an ID verification, immediately contact your assembly member and get their help right away. All right, scrolling down. Need water. ID. I don't have ID me's phone number. I don't even think that I don't know if they have an easily accessible phone number, but the fastest way to actually get help from them is to go on Twitter. Go to Blake Hall on Twitter, CEO. It says on there, CEO of ID Me, Blake Hall, and send him out a tweet. And this sounds stupid, but that is how his team responds the fastest. All right. Let's see, Lori Miller at 426. I got through to EDD, but the agent said I needed to speak to tier 2 person. But by that time, it was 8 p.m. and the phone, I'll come back to you, Gallivanting Dave. But by that time, the phone line is closed. What does that mean? Okay, so this is a big problem with the customer service phone line. They have to transfer you to tier 2 representatives, the higher level representatives that actually have the full training program under their belts. Now, when they transfer you, there's usually anywhere from 1 to 3 hour hold to get to a tier 2 representatives. And many of you are either disconnected or it reaches 8 p.m. by the time you get through, and then they disconnect you because they close. So unfortunately, you reached 8 p.m., the phone system closed and it kicked you off. That means that you need to call back in the next day and do the process over again. Call in, ask for a tier 2 rep. I'm really sorry to hear that happen to you. All right, Gallivanting Dave, 426. Is there a chance that California will shut down the PUA before September 6th? Many other states are doing next month. Okay, so the states that have opted to end unemployment benefits, federal level unemployment benefits, so PUA, PEUC, and the $300 boost have been red states. Additionally, California, with the May budget revision, which just came out, and it's being titled the California Comeback Plan, it has additional budget allocated to more pandemic-related aid. There are new grant fundings included in that. There's additional pandemic aid there. So I can't tell you for sure, but at this point in time, it does not seem as if we are going away from pandemic-related aid in the state of California. All right, Peter at 427. How can I get a live representative for EDD? Okay, number one, you can try the phone trick. I keep forgetting that I can post these on screen. Okay, number one, if you speak a different language, do a different language line, okay? Because there's most likely fewer people, and my subscribers report consistently that there's a much shorter hold time. Number two, if you want to try this phone trick over and over again, I have a video on it. Kat can post the video to the phone trick in the chat box. It doesn't work for everyone, and it takes repeated tries. In the video, I filmed the video several months ago. For some reason, my phone number always gets through to EDD, and I don't know why. So expect it to take many tries. You call 818-833-978-2511, and then when they say select from the following, you hit 1, 3, 4 all at once. It's still getting about a 50% positive feedback in the comments, so it is definitely worth trying. Next is using Claimer. I have several videos on Claimer. Kat, can you post my Claimer link in the chat box? Claimer is a third-party service. You have to pay for it. And no, I don't think that you should need to pay to call a government agency. But for many, the ease of using a service has been very beneficial, and it's gotten a lot of positive feedback. They redial for you, and then they call you back with the EDD hold line once it's reached. It also will protect you from dropped calls. So if the EDD drops your call when you're holding, it will send you another hold line for the next 24 hours until you connect. The last thing you can do is contact your assembly member if you can't get through. And the last thing you can do, I'm going to add an addendum, is to watch the video that I published yesterday, wherein I share 25, and then I think it's 26 different phone numbers for the EDD that I compiled. You can try all of them if you want. There's lots of different ones to try. Rose R, thank you for the donation. Rose, I don't see a question in your super sticker. So Rose, if you have a question, let Kat know in the chat box and she will send it to me. Ron, thank you very much for the donation. Ron says, thank you so much for your help. Was able to get through with your tips and got my pending lifted. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm not hearing a lot of people today tell me that they've been paid. So the few of you that are telling me that, I really appreciate your feedback and telling me. And I appreciate your donation too. Thank you. All right. Rob, how do you get a hold of your assembly member? Kat's been posting the link in the chat, and it's also linked in the video description. Click on the link, type in your, I think it asks for your zip code, and then it will show you who your representative is and their contact information. All right, Michael at 427, been pending since March. I have 10 weeks certified and all are pending. I emailed my assembly member and no reply. I called customer service every day. Okay, so you emailed your assembly member, but have you called? If you haven't called, then call their office a lot till they answer. And they will answer. And then see if they're able to help you. If they're not able to help you and you don't have a helpful, hold on. Definitely just spilled everywhere. Live bloopers. If you don't have a helpful assembly member and you are spilling water on your desk, don't have a helpful assembly member, Lorena Gonzalez's office has been extremely helpful and open to helping anyone that calls in. I don't have her phone number or contact information right now, but if you look up Lorena Gonzalez on Twitter, I know her office information is listed there. So that would be a good idea for you. And also, if using Claimer is a good fit for you, then use that because it will get you through to a hold line. But I know that many of you do not have the ability to do that. Okay, Jenna, can we request backdating to get that money? I don't see a full question here. I can't scroll up through questions to locate another one. You can request backdating if you're entitled to backdating by going to askedd.edd.ca.gov. Once you get there, I have a video that shows you exactly what to select to request backdating. So if you need help, that video is on my channel homepage. If you're backdating a brand new claim, it usually does it with no problem. But if you're backdating a claim that had like some pending weeks from an old claim, I'm not 100% that it will go through automatically. Try it though first before you call customer service. All right, Andy Sanchez at 427. Breaking my computer at 427. I had to open a new claim 4 times for every extension. Why is that? I feel like after these 11 weeks, I'm going to have to open a new claim just to say, okay, you were getting the reopen claim button. Don't click it because that's what happens. You aren't able to certify for a few weeks and then it just keeps coming back. The reopen claim button is a glitch in claims that are awaiting an extension to be awarded. The reopen claim button should be clicked if you did not certify for a period of 30 days or longer. That's the individuals that should click reopen claim. But if you've actively been certifying, don't click reopen claim. Unfortunately, it's a glitch. The EDD acknowledged that several months ago. And you can either wait and it should go away, or you can call into customer service and they should remove it right away over the phone, and then you would be able to certify. All right, let's see, 4:28 p.m. Hi, Ginny. I've been recently approved for PUA claim, and it gives me, I'm having trouble reading today, need glasses. It gives me the end date of 9/4, but a balance of $14,362. So my question is, does your claim end before all of your balance is collected? So PUA is a provision of the stimulus bills. It's only going to go on until claim week ending 9/4. The stimulus bill terminates the PUA program 9/6. In the state of California, our last payout week ends September 4th, claim week ending September 4th. So after September 4th, PUA ceases to exist. It does not exist anymore unless new legislation extends it. So regardless of having a balance left, it's going to end by that date. So you're going to be awarded the full amount that is allowable for a PUA claim. But once you reach 9/4, you're not going to be able to collect. All right, Lady Trice at 4:28. Could we apply for EDD also if we already have it? I'm not quite sure why you would do that, but no. So if you already have an unemployment claim, you can't apply for another one. Maybe you're asking this because you had two jobs, or perhaps you were a W-2 employee and also self-employed. Maybe that's why you're asking. No, you would qualify to receive one type of unemployment, and you cannot file a second time. You would file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. If you're UI, PUC, or FedEd, and you reach the end of 12 months worth of benefits, then you must file a new claim in order to continue receiving benefits. But you can't have two separate claims at once. Cobra Swan, thank you very much for your donation. Pending UI since March with a balance remaining. Then I get a text that said expired. Apply new claim now. Still certifying, but no pay after reapply. Okay, so you were pending since March with a balance. Your claim expired, you reapplied. Okay, so if you reapplied, did they process your application? It can take up to 3 weeks for them to process your new application. Once it's been processed, you're going to receive either an award letter or a denial letter. If you're awarded a new claim, then about a week later, that new claim will populate in UI Online and you'll be able to certify for the new claim. Now, those new certifications on a brand new claim are going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks because the EDD sends out your claim to a third-party company called Thomson Reuters for additional fraud checks. All of your new certifications will be pending until that is finalized. Now, if you were denied a new claim, then your old claim will be extended and you will receive an award letter about a week after your denial letter saying that your old claim can be extended. Once it's extended, all of your pending should move to paid. Now, if you were awarded a brand new claim, certified on a new claim, your old certifications that were pending before from your expired claim will not automatically move over to your new claim in most cases. You must request either customer service or through Ask EDD for them to transfer those and fix it. All right. Got that one. Andrew, thank you very much for your donation, Andrew. I don't see a question from you, but Andrew, if you have a question, then let Kat know and Kat will send it over to me. All right. Going down. I have to drink water, but I'm scared I'm going to spill it all over myself again. All right. What we got next? Barry at 4:28. Hi, Ginny. The EDD awarded my first PUC extension. I've been pending since March. The claim specialist told me she could request to backdate it for weeks not paid. 2 weeks go by. Do I call in? Okay. So yeah, if you called into customer service 2 weeks ago They were applying an extension, and it's been 2 weeks. It should have gone through. 2 weeks would kind of be my top for waiting. So yes, unfortunately, I would have you call in again. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, JC at 429. My benefit year ended 5/24 and I have a $0 balance. I thought I should file a new claim, but I received a text alert saying that they were filing a PEUC claim on my behalf. What should I do? Okay, so now some of you are able to certify and get paid on an expired claim. My husband was able to certify and get paid. I like him to test out the wrong things to see how long the wrong thing will work before it gets screwed up. My husband was able to certify and collect on an expired claim, but only for about 2 weeks, and then he got stuck in pending. This is what I tell you guys, is that your old claims, in most cases, you'll be able to certify and get paid for a little while, but expect them to always get stuck in pending eventually, because the Department of Labor has a federal level requirement that requires the EDD to accept a new application or take new information from you in order to see if you qualify for a new state level claim. So it's going to be your choice. You can either wait and see if your claim is automatically extended and see if you're able to certify for a few weeks before you get stuck in pending, or you can file for a new claim right now like you're supposed to. So if it were me personally, I would not want to delay. Because oftentimes if you file for a new claim, it can take up to 3 weeks for them to process it. So the Department of Labor does require that you file a new claim 12 months after the end date, 12 months after the start date of your UI, PUC, or Fed Ed claim. All right, scrolling down. As a reminder, can't get all the questions. If I skip yours, it's because I'm answering as many as I can. Re-ask every 15 minutes. All right. Cobra Swan at 4:30. Help. Stuck on pending since mid-March with positive balance remaining. Then I got a text that said, EDD alert, your unemployment claim has expired. Apply for a new claim now. Okay, well, it sounds like you expired your claim. So UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, look in UI online. Look at your claim start date. Count 12 months out after your claim start date, and that is the end of your benefit year. If you reach the end of your benefit year, you must file a new claim. So the EDD is reminding you to do that. So file a new claim. All right, 431, Nick Lewis. Should I start calling EDD after 4 weeks of waiting since I filed for a new claim 4 weeks ago? I've been calling since, and they told me to wait around 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, and that's a long time. So the EDD states that they should be processing your new application within 3 weeks. We all know that they have a massive backlog. So not all claims are getting processed within that 3-week time frame. Now, if you filed a new claim, you've been waiting 4 weeks and you called in and they told you that you just have to wait even longer, you can try calling into customer service again in hopes of getting a different rep that might be more helpful, but they might not be able to help you. So if it were me, I would contact my assembly member and see if they are able to work on your behalf with the EDD at getting things processed faster. So contact your assembly member. The link is in the video description, and Kat can probably post it in the chat as well. Okay. Shane, thank you for doing this, Ginny. You're very welcome. My question is, am I still eligible for PUA, certify for benefits that I missed from November last year to February this year? Are you talking about you missed doing the certifications, or are you talking about you didn't file a claim and you're asking if you can backdate? Because that depends. Now, if you missed certifications but you did have a claim, I'm not sure how long until those expire. So I can't say for that. But if you're trying to request backdating, if you filed your application December 27th or later, you can only backdate as early as 12/6. If you filed earlier, up to 12/26, you can backdate your claim as early as 2/2. So it depends on when you filed. All right. Let's see. Dennis at 4:50. Somehow I jumped way down to the bottom, so I'll scroll back up. Dennis, I did everything I need to do. It's been 1 month this Saturday. What should I do? Dennis, I'm not sure what you were referencing. Not sure what you needed to do, so I can't quite answer you. But if I'm going to make a guess, I'm guessing that you're stuck in pending. Everything that you needed to do, I'm guessing, would have been filing a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year, submitting ID verification, etc. So if you're stuck in pending and you're within your benefit year, everything is good to go, then you unfortunately are going to need to call into customer service and actually get through, or contact your assembly member and see if they are able to help you. So keep working at calling customer service. Use the tricks that I have in the video description and that Kat has been posting in the chat, and contact your assembly member as well. Okay, Andrew at 4:48. I had phone call meeting for appeal. You guys in here today is just with the phone typos, I can tell. I missed it because phone was turned off from AT&T. I sent a letter. Haven't heard back yet. Okay, I know your question isn't funny, so I'm not laughing at your question. But let me try to decode this. You sent a letter, you haven't heard back yet. An appeal, okay. Phone call meeting for an appeal and you missed it because your phone was turned off. Sending a letter isn't going to yield results with the EDD, unfortunately. You're going to need to get a representative in the appeals office to help you with that. So if you had a phone call for a meeting with an appeal, you're going to need to call the appeals office. I don't have the phone number handy with me right now, but you can look up EDD appeals and you should be able to call that specific office for help. Additionally, if you are having trouble with your appeal, Pershing Square Law Firm, who I did a series of videos with, do free consultations. So if you call into customer service, then they might not be able to help you as efficiently as someone who actually answers the phone and has experience as an EDD appeals attorney. So if it were me, I would call Pershing Square Law for a free consultation and ask your questions to them and see if they're able to provide you with some helpful insight. All right. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything over here. All right. Damien at 4:48. If payment is on pending, make sure to get upgrade EDD Cal Jobs, or otherwise will be on pending. Okay, so Cal Jobs isn't necessarily, it can be a reason why you're stuck in pending, but I don't want you guys to only think that that's the reason why. So in general, the work search requirement is waived due to the pandemic. You must be available for full-time work, but you're not required to look for work. The Cal Jobs requirement, which you guys have asked about previously, which I've addressed in some other videos, is not necessarily waived. The EDD doesn't state anything about this. So yes, still upload your resume to Cal Jobs. It's fast. It doesn't take that long. So cover your bases there. But if you're still pending after you do that, then you need to call into customer service. That's not a big reason why I'm seeing people stuck in pending, but it is a good point to do that. Okay. Kat is telling me that I skipped a sticker question accidentally. Thank you, Kat. Daniel says, pending since March, reapplied and got a new balance. Spoke to a rep who said I needed to do an eligibility interview. Any tips on the interview? Okay, so if you are pending since March, you have an eligibility interview. So there's not a lot of tips. You're going to answer honestly with all the answers that are true and correct for you. What they're looking for is that they want to know that you are available and able to accept full-time work. So if you make any statement that is, I can't take full-time work, then that means that you're disqualified from receiving benefits. So you want all of your statements to surround that fact that you are available for full-time work. Now, some of you are staying home with children due to daycare closures, school closures, etc. looking for work from home positions is a way for you to still be available to accept full-time work. So you want to make sure that you answer that way. Other than that, the wait time with a phone interview is unfortunately long right now. Many people are reporting up to 6 to 8 weeks waiting to have their phone interview scheduled. So if you're waiting longer than 2 weeks, that's the point in time when I would contact your assembly member and try to get them working with the EDD on your behalf in hopes of speeding it up. I don't have confirmation that they are able to speed it up, but it's one of those things where it doesn't hurt to help get them on your side and advocating for that. Okay. Fern Dog, goodbye, got skipped. You're right. I get about 2,000 messages. I get as many as I possibly can, but I cannot get them all. Unfortunately, that's the one I saw from you. All right, good news at 4:49. Hi, Ginny. My weekly benefit amount is $114. I called an EDD representative who told me that everybody will eventually get a $450 weekly benefit amount. No, that is not accurate. Do you know when this will kick in? So that won't kick in. That's unfortunately not accurate. The weekly benefit award amount is based on your prior earnings. So in the last 18 months, they look at your earnings from each quarter. Based on how much you earned, that is how much you qualify for with a weekly benefit award amount. So no, you will not qualify for anything higher if they have already calculated it based on your earnings. Okay, let's see, you had to wait 6 weeks to get your pending. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you got paid. Okay, Grow with Renee says at 4:50, pending 10 weeks, called my congressperson. Yes, call your assembly members. You can call your representatives in the Senate, etc. The assembly members' offices, I always recommend them because the majority of them have set up their offices essentially to work as caseworkers now. They have their assistants with a strict intake process. They have forms, they have a procedure, and they've been quite efficient at doing it in most cases. Diana at 4:50, thank you, Ginny. I contacted Assembly Member O'Donnell and got help from Marisol and used Claimer to get a live EDD rep. My claim was out for review, but finally paid for 10 weeks yesterday. I'm really glad to hear you're finally paid, and that's a long time to be pending. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that it is fixed now. Just like I'm going to fix this chat on my phone. I'm going to drink water. I'm not going to spill it. All right. I'm at 4:50. Dennis, I did everything I need to do. It's now been a month this Saturday. What should I do? Dennis, I think I already answered that question. That I couldn't really answer it for you because there wasn't details. Maybe you want to try submitting it with more details down below. You're very welcome, Daniel. Neo Dawn. Let's see. I had a phone interview with EDD, but they never called me. So EDD stated recently, they stated that if they don't call you, they put this out in a tweet. They put that if they don't call you, it could be because they have deemed that you are eligible and no longer need a phone interview. So instead of telling you that you are eligible, not to worry that they're fixing your claim, they might just not call you. And they're going to tell you that over Twitter. So that's their statement on that. If you move from pending to paid, then I would assume that you are good to go. However, if you are still stuck in pending and they did not call you, then I would call customer service and spend time doing that or contact your assembly member. All right, I'm scrolling up a little bit because somehow I went too far down. All right, let's see. Kingdom Shifters says, I have tier 2 extension with award amount, but my claim balance is 0. Is that normal? Do I have the extension? Okay, so if you're tier 2, your claim balance is 0. Once you hit 0 within a week, you should then receive a new award letter for the third phase of PEUC. That award letter should come through, and then about a week after you receive that award letter, you should then see the balance and then be able to certify. If the award letter doesn't come through within 2 weeks after being at 0, that is the point at which you should call into customer service. So it should be automatic as long as you're within your benefit year. Now, if you've reached the end of your benefit year, which is 12 months after your claim start date, even if it says on extension, then you need to file a new claim before you will essentially be extended. All right. Scrolling down. All right. Sorry, guys. I look at my phone because sometimes the messages don't load properly on my computer screen for stickers, so I like to cross-check it. All right, Deb at 4:53. I know I keep asking, Ginny, but I won my appeal hearing on April 27th. Still word from EDD. I think you mean no word from EDD. No one could help me. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. So what happens, I did a video with Pershing Square Law where he talks about some appeals information. So I would watch that video if you haven't already, although it won't necessarily help you to get paid. So essentially, the attorney told me that the appeals board of EDD, the appeals office, is a separate branch, that they are quite efficient. They are quite efficient at handling things, at taking calls, etc. But once they make a judgment on your appeal and they send it back to EDD, then it is kind of lost in the ethers again, and the EDD is back to being slow. So there's no set time frame exactly for when they are going to apply it to your claim. The language in the bill, in the legislation about this, states that they must do so promptly, but it's not defined, and there's no set definition of that. So when you call in, they aren't necessarily going to be able to help you. Continue calling in and trying to get the right representative that in hopes of pushing something through. But for you, I would contact your assembly member and get them working on that on your behalf. Kat can drop the link for an assembly member right now. Additionally, if you want to call into Pershing Square Law, they give free consultations, so they might be able to answer some questions for you that you may have. Okay. Diana, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, you're very welcome. Maria, I submitted a PUA income verification a month ago and still haven't heard anything. Is the wait usually this long? So if you are submitting any form of documents to the EDD, unfortunately, there is no set wait time. If you submit documentation, they can take anywhere from 2 weeks up until 6 weeks to verify things, and there's no exact way to know exactly where you're at in the process. So if you submitted documentation, you can call into customer service. If it were me, I would start calling in 2 weeks after I submit something. If you don't want to call in and you want to contact your assembly member, they might be able to follow up on your behalf with the EDD. So that might save you a little bit of sanity with calling in. Okay, Wanda Davis at 4:55. I reported I got $690 for my first disability check. No back pay. Now I am pending. Okay, most likely you're pending because they're going to do a phone interview with you. When you claim income, oftentimes that trips up a stop payment alert in the computer system, and they then want to speak with you over the phone. So I would call into customer service and I would check on the reason for pending and see if they're able to push you to paid over the phone, or if they tell you that you must do a phone interview. So call into customer service on that, unfortunately. And you can see all the call tips in the video description. Okay, did that one. Dog PA, dog paw, PA, I don't know. Thank you. If I contact my rep, it will be to ask them to make claimer illegal. Well, there's a lot of strong opinions on claimer. I did a really in-depth video on claimer. So if you haven't watched that video, it's interesting because I Zoom with the CEO, but I also got him to send me his dashboard stats, like his private dashboard from Twilio, which is the software that they use to make the calls. They have one dialer, no more. They don't have one dialer per customer. It's one dialer. And on their busiest days, calling the EDD Monday and Tuesday, on average, that dialer makes 30 calls per customer. That's not in my opinion, that's not jamming the system. So you are entitled to your own opinion. But that video has a lot of information in it. I think it's very interesting to watch. All right, Hourglass says, ZipRecruiter has helped me find work and it's free. I have received 3 job offers for those looking for work. I'm really glad to hear that. And it sounds like you got hired, so congratulations. I'm really, really happy for you. All right, let's see, Maria, I already got yours. Bryce at 4:56. How long does the additional Fed extension take to kick in after the first one expires? There's no additional, oh, you're talking about the, okay, the 13 and the 7. Okay, it should be within a week. It should be seamless. If you're waiting longer than 2 weeks at a $0 balance on any extension before the next part kicks in, then you need to call customer service. Now, Fed Ed is up to 20 weeks and is currently still active. So if you are waiting at a 0 balance and you have not received the full extension, then call into customer service. All right, J&L at 4:56 after I drink water from my bucket. I hear my kids like thumping down the hallway right outside of this room. They're screaming, I'm sorry. All right, the PUC button is not showing up for me. I've called several times and they said it's a problem on their end and they sent a repair report. I have to wait 30 days. And we did call, it was still not. Okay, the PUC button. I think maybe you're talking about certify. About certifying maybe? I'm not sure. 30 days, that doesn't make any sense. If you called in customer service, I would try calling tech support next. And I shared the tech support phone number in yesterday's video that I released. So check that. It's called like 25 EDD phone numbers. Go check that tech support phone number and call them and try calling them and see if they are able to help you faster. All right, 501, filed for a new claim when benefit year expired in March. Got an award letter, 329, every week. Received 1 payment, then stuck in pending. Then got a text saying my claim expired and to reapply. Okay, so if you filed for a new claim when you're, okay. So there's a few different problems here. One is that you are getting lots of weeks stuck in pending. And then the other problem is that they asked you to file a new claim again. Now, many of you received a notification to file a new claim after you already filed a new claim very recently. I believe this to be a glitch from EDD because they stated that they would be notifying claimants directly of the requirement to file a new claim when they reach the end of their benefit year. But they seem to be doing it as a blanket statement, as issuing these reminders to everyone. If you filed a new claim and are getting paid and don't have any problems, then you should be good to go if you receive that notification. But with you specifically, you are not getting paid. You are getting stuck in pending. So if it were me, I would call into customer service because I would not want to necessarily file a whole new claim when I know that I just did it and cause further delay. I would want confirmation from a customer service rep. So if it were me, I would call into customer service. All right. Why did they disqualify me? Any particular reason? I can't say because I don't know anything about your claim or your own personal details. But disqualified means a red flag. You need to call into customer service. They need to tell you why, and they need to tell you how to fix it. So unfortunately, you're going to have to call into customer service. Use all the call tips that I have. Do you hear my kids thundering down the hall? So the 134 tip, Kat can post it in the chat box, contacting your assembly member, and then you can watch yesterday's video where I share some additional phone numbers for the EDD in hopes of trying those. All right, Neo Dawn, if I run for governor, we'll vote for her. I will not be running for any I make a terrible official anything. I am far too silly. All right. Let's see. Dennis says, do you have a time you always have live chats? Yeah, it's this one. Wednesday at 4 is the one that is always consistent. I usually have one other day a week that I try to add one in wherever I can, but the Wednesday at 4 is always consistent. All right. You're very welcome. Thank you for thanking Kat. All right, so let's see. I'm at 5:04. Ginny, if your claim year runs out, can you reopen a claim before your year ending date, a few days before, to avoid large crowds of EDD claimants? So there's always going to be large crowds, unfortunately, but yes, you can file up to 5 days before your claim expires. The EDD doesn't state this online, but they do include it in a message that they mail out to UI, mail out to inboxes, that they send out to UI online inboxes. So 5 days before. All right, Katie, at 5:04, as of today, I was told if you need an eligibility determination interview, it's taking up to 10 weeks. It's different for everybody. People are reporting anywhere between 2 weeks and, yes, 10 weeks. So it's a large range. And on average, I would say that people are reporting back to me that they're getting theirs scheduled around the 6-week mark on average from what I'm hearing. All right, it's going down. Let's see, you're talking to someone else. 5:04, it's been since December. I can certify still, but no payout. Okay, so if you can certify and it's going straight to pending, not paid, disqualified, you have to call into customer service unless you have reached the end of your benefit year, which is 12 months after your claim start date and you were UI, PUC, or Fed Ed. If you reach the end of 1 year worth of benefits, even if it says on extension, you have to file a new claim. You won't get paid until you do that. Now, if you are within your benefit year, then you need to call into customer service if you have been certifying for that long, and contact your assembly member. They need to be helping you with the EDD, and they will most likely be able to get you some sort of progress in your claim by acting as a go-between with you and the EDD. So don't skip that step while I drink water. All right, I'm gonna fix my sleeves awkwardly. I am at the 5:05 timestamp. Gallivanting Dave, again, on PUA, if you return to work part-time and make $100 a week, how much gets deducted from your weekly claim amount? Okay, so if you earn up to $100, it's below $100, then the first, is it including $100? Or is it, that's the cutoff. I think it's below $100, then the first $25 is not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount. So that means $75 would be subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount. If you earn over $100, then the first 25% is not subtracted. And I just answered my own question with simple math. Okay. All right, Shonda, at 5:05. I've now been notified that my claim has been expired. What does that mean? So your claim expires if you're a UI, PEC, or Fed Ed 12 months after your claim start date. So go in UI online, you can see your claim start date. 12 months after that, your claim expires. That means that you must file a new claim in order to be eligible to continue receiving benefits. So it's time for you to file a new claim if you're UI, PEC, or Fed Ed. All right, Joe Ramirez. I missed a sticker question from Joe. Sorry, Joe. Kat sent it to me. It says, when I would sign in, there was a notice that they were processing my second claim. The notice is gone and they ordered me a new debit card. Is this a good sign? Okay, so that is a good sign if you are receiving a new debit card, because it usually means that they've processed you having a new claim. Now, if there was a sign saying that they were processing it, the notice is gone. Did you receive a new award letter yet? It sounds like you haven't, and it sounds like you can't see a new balance in your claim. I would expect those to come next. So if you don't receive a new award letter within a week, then you might want to follow up with the EDD. But that sounds like you are on the right track and like they are processing everything. Okay. All right, scrolling down. It's 5:15. I'm going to take about 15 minutes worth of questions before I end today's stream. All right, certified at 5:05. I haven't been paid since 4/23. My benefit year ended 4/5, but I had $7,000 in benefits to receive. I certified twice on accident and it's pending still. How can I get this fixed? Okay, your benefit year ended at 4/5. The way that you're going to fix your claim is that you're going to need to file a new claim. So if your benefit year and your UI, PUC, or Fed Ed, if your benefit year ended, you have to file a new claim before you can actually get paid for those certifications. So you're going to go online, you're going to file a new claim. All right, Rosa Reyes, if you can register your account because you received error 324, which states info is not matching, you think tech support can help us? Yes. I do think tech support can help you because they help you with UI online specific questions, not claim questions like fixing, pending, etc. But yes, I would try calling tech support, and I have that phone number in yesterday's video. All right, scrolling up. I'm at 514. Catherine says, does accepting work in your field that matches your job skills and background include a new field that I've never done before and have no background in? And can it be 1099 work? Any form of work that you accept is going to be acceptable. What they're concerned about is you turning away work. So if you say no to work that is suitable for you, your line of work, etc., that is the problem that they don't want to have happen. They don't want you to turn away suitable work. But if you're looking at a new field, yes, take the work, definitely. All right. Got that one. All right, Keiko. I'm backtracking a little bit because somehow I skipped ahead. Keiko F. My boyfriend got his PEUC extension. Last day paid was 5/11, but still has 5 more weeks pending, plus not paid status 4/3. Message says his benefits year ended, but he has a new claim balance. Okay, so if his benefit year ended, regardless of if you have a claim balance, if your benefit year ends, you must file a new claim. If you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed. Now he's PEUC, he received an extension that doesn't negate the requirement from the Department of Labor for you to file a new claim. That's a federal level requirement. The EDD can't supersede that. They require that you must file a new claim. So even if you get paid out on an expired claim a few times, eventually you'll be stuck in pending because you have to file a new claim. They have to collect that information from you in order to continue to pay you out. So he needs to file a new claim. All right, Bob Dole, 513. That's the best way to get to talk to someone and the best number to call. Okay. You can. Well, the best way is not what should be the best way. What should be the best way is that you call into customer service, the government agency, and they answer the phone. So this isn't the best way, but this is the way that people are getting through the most, is contacting your assembly member, and then they help you to work with the EDD. Using Claimer, Kat can drop the link, which is a third-party service that redials until it gets a hold line and then it sends it to you. That is very efficient, but not everyone agrees that they want to pay for a service like that. Now, if you're trying to call customer service and you speak a different language, then it is faster and more efficient to use one of these different language lines. Additionally, you can try the phone trick that I have, which is calling 833-978-2511. When they say select from the following, you type in 134 quickly all at once. You're going to have to do it over and over again, but it has helped many to get through to a hold line. And then lastly, I put out a video yesterday that compiles 25 different EDD phone numbers, which includes mostly branch phone numbers of the smaller offices. I could not test all of them. I'm not guaranteeing that it will be an easier way for you to get through. But for those of you that are fed up with calling that customer service call center over and over again, then try those phone numbers, try those branch phone numbers that are on yesterday's video, and let me know in the comments if you're able to get through using those. Okay, scrolling down. All right, I'm at 514. My benefit year is May 20th through September 21st, which is more than a year, but I haven't been on extension and have not been told to reapply. Are you PUA? PUA does not have to reapply, and PUA will end claim week ending September 4th. So that September 21st is a little weird. I'm wondering if maybe you meant to type September 4th, 2021. Yes, that makes sense. Sorry, I just had a moment. You are PUA, and I can tell by that end date. PUA does not file a new claim. That's why you have over a year, why you've been automatically extended, and why you don't have to file a new claim. PUA only exists because of the stimulus bills. So every time they create a new stimulus bill, it amends the end date of PUA and extends it. You're not required to file a new claim. Let's see. Now, I think you're getting paid. I'm not sure if you're getting paid or not. If you're not getting paid, because you didn't quite say exactly what your problem is here. If you're not getting paid, if you're stuck in pending for any reason and you're PUA, then you need to call into customer service. Now, if you're not PUA and you're UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, and you have reached the end of the 12 months after your claim start date, even if you're on extension, then in that case, you would need to file a new claim. But all other reasons, you would call customer service. All right, 515. It took me over 50 times to get on with EDD, and the call ended out of nowhere. It did the same yesterday. I'm really sorry to hear that. The dropped calls are a really, really big problem. Many of you are going through this where you sit on hold, you waste several hours, and then the call drops, and then you have to start the process all over again. One thing that I like about Claimer, if you find that it's a fit for you, is that they offer callbacks for free if your call is dropped. So Kat can drop that link down below. But if that service isn't for you, contact your assembly member and let them know that you can't get a hold of the EDD, and they will be able to follow up the EDD on your behalf. All right, they said I got disqualified because I put down that I got fired. Yes. So if you are terminated and it's not due to a COVID-related reason, then you would not qualify to receive unemployment. If you were terminated based on performance, etc., then you would not qualify. So if you want to appeal that decision, then you have to file an appeal with the EDD. All right, 515. I first applied for a new unemployment claim on March 30th, 2021, 10 days after my unemployment claim year expired. After a week, I got a new debit card, so I thought my new claim was good. Okay, but then I guess it wasn't. Is this a two-part? I can't do two-parters because I can't find them. There it is. I know it typically... There it is. I know it typically takes 3 weeks to process the new claim. So I waited for 3 weeks to pass. I waited 6 weeks. However, last week I got a message on my old EDD claim. Okay, so I can't keep finding your comments because it makes me lose my place. So if you haven't had your claim process, you need to call customer service. They're not going to be able to most likely reach out to you because they don't excel at that. So if you've been waiting 6 weeks after filing a new claim, call into customer service and they're going to have to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to proceed. All right, fresh at 515. I was stuck in pending for 7 weeks. I reapplied this past Sunday and got paid Saturday. No, sorry guys, I'm losing it. I reapplied this last Sunday and got paid yesterday for all pending weeks and started my new claim. ID me was required. Was super easy process. Good luck to everyone. Okay, good. So it sounds like you got everything all squared away. Good for you. Let's see. Nabila at 516, is EDD still in California until September 4th? EDD will always be in California. That's the Employment Development Department, but I think you're talking about the federal provisions for unemployment, for pandemic-related unemployment, such as PUA, PUC, and the $300 boost. Currently, yes, California is continuing on these programs. There's a possibility that they could opt out. However, right now we are seeing Republican-led states, and we're seeing more pandemic aid in the state of California being proposed by the governor. So it seems as if things will continue based on that, but I cannot guarantee. All right, 516, Kristen, my claim was reopened, but had a balance from the previous claim. Once that reaches zero, will I get a new balance automatically, or do I need to call? So as long as you are within your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date, then you should be extended automatically. You should hit zero, and then about a week later, you'll receive a letter, and then a week after that, you should be able to certify. If it doesn't go through automatically, then call in within 2 weeks. All right. I'm taking 2 more minutes worth of questions. I'm not going to be all done. What's this? That's not a question. Think they're hanging up on purpose. I don't know what the deal with the hangups are. It's bad. It's really bad. Yeah. All right. Chris B, does non-employee work count as having worked, then renewing Fed Ed claim after 1 year expiration? New claim was invalid for not having worked. I worked, but not as an employee, so it was not on my application. Okay, if you worked and you earned income and it was self-employment income, you have to declare that on your application. That is earning income. So I would amend that application right away. I would let them know that change so that you aren't subject to any sort of overpayment or false statement issue. Self-employment income you must declare. Now, when you renew your Fed Ed claim, so yes, that's your question. New claim being invalid is going to be a denial of having a new claim, and then they would extend your old claim. Now, because you have self-employed income, you need to declare that on your application. Because it is going to factor into whether or not you are qualified for a new claim. So yes, amend that application. All right, Lisa D at 524. My type of claim is based from the original claim. I'm impending. This week will be 3 weeks. Have been approved. Call a customer service. Okay, let me try here. You're impending for 3 weeks. You're going to need to call customer service unless your claim has expired. If it expired 12 months after your claim start date for UI, PUC, or Fed Ed, then you need to file a new claim, and you can do that yourself online. But for all other pending reasons, you most likely are going to need to call into customer service, unfortunately. Okay. Can I have the number to the EDD? Get out of here. So you guys are still, I'm going to talk about this for a second. You guys are still emailing me, trying to video chat with me on Facebook, sending me letters, calling me, leaving me voicemails. What other weird things have happened? Other strange things. And I'm not going to reply. I'm going to answer your questions here only. And that's it. Joe Ramirez. Thank you very much for your donation. No award letter, 29 weeks was added before first benefit year ended. Okay, Joe, I'm not quite sure on your details because there's not a lot here. So when you reach the end of your benefit year, you have to file a new claim. 12 months after your claim start date, you had to file a new claim, even if you're on extension. So if they awarded you a new extension, if you're able to certify and get paid, then great, but expect that your claim is going to get stuck in pending at some point in time. So if they added that extension in, once you reach your benefit year end date, if you're able to certify and get paid, then you can wait if you want to wait, but expect that you're eventually going to get stuck in pending. All right, Samantha, my benefits year expired in February. I filed a new claim back in April, haven't received anything. Okay, so if you filed in April, They're going to take up to 3 weeks to process your new claim. Make sure that you submitted it properly. Did you do ID verification and go through that whole process? Because if you didn't actually finish submitting the application, I've had some subscribers recently that didn't realize that their application didn't submit properly. So check and see, make sure that you did in fact complete that process. Now, there's not an easy way to check and see if you completed it, but make sure that your ID.me verification went through. Make sure that you are certain that you submitted it. If it has been over 3 weeks, then I would start calling into customer service. And then if that is not helpful, then I would contact your assembly members. Assembly member, there's one of them for you. All right, you guys, I'm going to find the last question. I'm going to take it down here. All right. That's not a question. All right, last question. Benefits ended March 2021. Still waiting for payment after I applied successful verification. EDD called me to verify my self-employment and released a payment for only 4 weeks, pending 5 weeks. Okay, so your benefits ended, and you had to file a new claim. So it sounds like because you had to file a new claim, it sounds like your prior claim was traditional unemployment, because PUA, which would be for self-employed individuals, does not require filing a new claim. So I'm guessing based on this information that you were previously a W-2 employee, and now under your new claim, you have self-employment income. Is that correct? If so, then I can't exactly tell you why they didn't pay that 1 week. But if it were me, I would try to backdate your new claim in Ask EDD. So go to askedd.edd.ca.gov and see if you can backdate it to include that week there. If not, then call into customer service. All right, I already did that one. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna drink a water before I go so you can watch me drink my water. Does that make sense? All right, you guys. So if I did not get to your questions, no, I'm not going to go back and look at more questions. You guys, so I get like thousands of messages in here, and I get as many as I possibly can, but I can't get them all. So if I skipped over your question, yes, I unfortunately do have to skip around. I'm sorry I can't get them all. The best way to get questions answered from me is going to be to go to my most recent video as soon as I publish it and post questions there. As soon as I publish a video, for about the first 30 minutes to an hour, I stick around in the video comments and I answer questions right then and there. So that's the best way to try to get questions answered. My video yesterday has significantly low comments in it because I made the mistake of posting it at midnight last night, thanks to a late toddler bedtime. So go post questions in yesterday's video because I will be working in the comments on that later today. Okay, you guys, I will see you next time.